you around through the POF Renegade Plus. Again, people think of POF, they do not think of direct gas guns. However, this is a direct gas. It's got a 9-position gas valve, a muzzle brake that's a little bit loud, but it's awfully effective. This has all the bells and whistles of the POF family of weapons. Ambi selector, ambi bolt catch. As well, on the other side we have the ambi magazine catch selector. Also their tomahawk charging handle, which is also ambidextrous. And we got a Steiner scope. The ammunition was provided by Black Hills. Jeff Hoffman is a big supporter of my writing as well as my my blog as well. So let's see how she runs. First magazine is going to be a D&H Tactical steel magazine. Again, we're going to use the ambidextrous bolt catch. Next magazine is Israeli made. It's called the Ultimag. It's a polymer magazine with a window. Has a similar look to the as the the PMag with the mag level. The last magazine we're going to try is, this is actually Hera Arms. It's out of Germany. I've actually been testing these for a few years now, and I have to say that they're a very good magazine. I've never had any issues with them. This is again the 20, but I also been using the 30s. They're very good magazines. The 30s also come with a window as well. Again, the least anticipated of any POF product, direct gas, but when Frank Osama came out with it, he did it all his. All of his guns have a lot of upgrades to them. This particular one also has the barrel nut, which also works as a heat sink, which increases your tolerance for cook-off by drawing heat out of the chamber. But excellent firearm.
Today we're going to be looking at the Patriot Ordnance Factory, or POF USA, Renegade rifle. Now POF has made their name in the industry in making short stroke piston rifles. In fact, they go back to the same time as early as when H&K and LWR, well, that time Leitner and Weiss Rifle Company, were working on theirs. So for as far as who came up with them first, that's still up in the air because it was all around the same time. But Frank Osama, the owner, he made his name in this industry for manufacturing very high-quality short-stroke piston rifles. Not being a great fan of the direct gas system, merely because he needed to find his own niche. However, there is a segment out there of the community who does like direct gas. So rather than say, I'm not going to make that, Frank actually decided he was going to make one. And we have it right here, the POF Renegade. Now, this rifle here takes all of the extremely high-end modifications that he has made. This rifle has all the features on his standard line of rifles, but he uses a direct gas. Very, very, very well made. In fact, this rifle, looking at it, it has Frank Osama's his print on every part. There's nothing on here that is stock, and we're going to take a look at it from butt to muzzle and go through several of the different features on it. Starting in the rear, he actually decided to go with a Mission First tactical stock, as you see right here. It's a I don't particularly care for due to the fact that it is so tight. It's very difficult to manipulate. According to a POF, it just depends on the actual receiver extension. Some of them will actually be easy, some are hard, but I don't particularly care for it because it's really hard. You can see here the receiver extension plate was replaced with one that has dual QD sockets on them for mounting sling swivel. The pistol grip itself, this particular one is a Mission First Tactical, which is what it came with. You do have an ambidextrous selector lever, safe and semi on this model. We have a ambidextrous bolt release, which works very well, very easily, and is very easily within reach. We have a magazine release, and the trigger in here is actually one of POF's match triggers, which is incredibly well. I shot some very good groups with this rifle. Now we also have another ambidextrous feature for as far as the bolt catch is concerned. If you notice right here, we have a lever. Well, what I do is I push upward on this lever, pull the bolt carrier back, and it holds the bolt carrier to the rear, locks it to the rear. The charging handle is the ambidextrous tomahawk. As you can see, from the right side it engages and the left side it engages. You'll see by just touching the ambi bolt release, the bolt is released. Of course, we have the God Bless America, which is sort of a calling card of POF. Look at the magazine well, it is extremely flared. It's very easy to insert magazines in low levels, no light conditions. We look on the other side. The receiver is, of course, a Gen 4, which means we have an ambidextrous bolt, or ambidextrous magazine release. You see the selector. And you can also see how they've improved the actual shape of the bolt catch itself. This is much easier to push down to engage. You have KNS anti-walk pins on it, which is a really nice benefit. And we're going to take a look at the inside of this rifle as well, see some additional features. This rifle utilizes a standard buffer. Again, the way the gas system is on this rifle, it does not require the use of an H2 or an H. Again, we have the bench grade single stage trigger. This is actually manufactured in-house at POF. Also, if you take a notice right here, you'll see two rubber screws. These can be adjusted to tighten the tension between the upper and lower receiver. However, these are totally down, and this rifle is extremely solid. So this lower receiver can be bought separately as well, with all the features that are on it. It's an incredible lower receiver. It's made from a billet of 7075 T6 aircraft aluminum. This is the same one that's used on their other rifles as well. Next thing we're going to look at is the actual bolt carrier itself. This is also offered as an upgrade. This bolt carrier is actually a one-piece machine carrier, and unlike the standard ones, the carrier key is totally different. If you notice, the carrier is one piece up to here. You have a piece of stainless steel tubing, which is actually the carrier key, which screws into the face here, and then it is locked in place with a pin. This does something very, very important. In the standard direct gas impingement rifle, there's only two different places where gas can leak. One is the front sight base, and two is the gas key, if the gas key was to come loose. This completely eliminates the possibility of any gas loss through the bolt carrier. So this is definitely an enhancement over the standard bolt carrier group. Also, you'll notice the roller cam. This is another feature that Frank Pinsama brought to market for POF. You see there is actually a notch cut here. This is offered as an upgrade as well, except you have to replace your carrier key so it has that notch so it can be removed. What this does is it eliminates or significantly lessens friction inside of the upper receiver. This prevents some of the damage to the receiver and also the location on the upper receiver behind the cam path itself. It prevents some of the wear that's in there as well. It's a standard chrome-plated bolt. It also does have a rubber O-ring to increase extraction. It is a nickel boron, and again, this bolt carrier itself can be bought separately as well. I'm going to take a look at the upper receiver. The upper receiver itself, this is the standard 7075 T6 aircraft grade aluminum, and this is actually a handguard that is manufactured by POF as well. You notice we have removable quick detach points. This is on both sides. What we really want to look at here is the actual gas system itself. First, if you notice right here, this is actually the barrel nut. The barrel nut actually goes across the chamber, so it actually works as a heat sink. So what it does is it draws heat out of there, and what that does is increases your threshold for cook-off. So this is certainly for rapid fire. It's a reliability enhancement. It decreases your chance of a cook-off. Also, this is the gas system itself is a mid-length system using the brand new dictator system. Dictator is called because you dictate the actual gas setting itself. If we notice right here, we have the gas adjustment setting. There's actually a wrench that is used to adjust it. There's actually 9 positions on here. So what that does is it enables you to custom adjust this gas system for use with the condition you're going to be firing. Are you going to be firing suppressed? You can cut the gas down to decrease the wear on the parts. Are you using light ammunition? You custom tune it to that. Are you using high-powered ammunition? You can adjust it to that. So the end user has complete and utter control of the gas system. This may not be so good for newer people, but those who actually understand how to use it, this is a very big enhancement for the rifle. By being able to adjust the gas, you can increase the life of the weapon. You'll also notice that the barrel is actually a POF barrel. It is a hammer forged barrel. The barrel is nitride coated for durability. Some claim that it's better than chrome plating as well. One of the most, probably in my opinion, probably the most special features of this rifle is what they call the E-squared system. The E-squared is actually an enhancement for extraction. What it is inside of the chamber, there are 4 radial cuts in the neck portion of the chamber. What that does is the cartridge fires, high pressure gas comes back to the cartridge case and actually goes into these 4 cuts. And that exerts pressure actually on the cartridge case itself, on the shoulder of the cartridge case. What that does is massively increases the extraction force, and it eliminates a lot of the use of the extractor itself. The extractor is probably only doing maybe 20% of the work. The rest of it's being done by the E-squared. This is on all of the current production rifles. This actually would benefit any military rifle, in my opinion. Most of the AR type rifles, especially the ones with the shorter gas systems, where extraction is an issue, by having these radial cuts in that area, in that portion of the neck, in the chamber, could certainly decrease the frequency of failures to extract. The POF family of rifles are completely different rifles. They are not standard by no means. As we've seen from this rifle, Pof USA, or Frank DeSalma, he has his hand on every part of this rifle, and he has improved or made modifications to nearly everything. A lot of these features are available as enhancements to the rifle or upgrades. This particular handguard here would be available as an upgrade itself. It would go on a standard upper receiver. This particular muzzle brake is also available. This is a M-lock type receiver for as far as adding whatever rail segments that you may need. The bolt carrier group is a major enhancement over a standard mil-spec bolt carrier group. The bolt itself is chrome plated as well. So we will be looking at some other POF rifles. We'll be looking at their trademark piston operation systems, external piston. But if you're a direct gas fan and you want all the bells and whistles, the Renegade Plus is the way to go. They also have a model Renegade, which is a standard mil-spec type lower receiver. You don't have as many of the bells and whistles, but for the little money that it costs extra, you're by far better off to go with the Renegade Plus, which is this model here. In fact, I got this model as a T&E and I actually kept it because that's how impressed I was with the way that it shot and all its different characteristics. Thank you for watching, and if you liked my video, please hit like and please subscribe. Thank you.